Do you ever wake up and walk around your default farmhouse and dream of its potential? But then you don't even know where to start, so you walk out and go about your day and forget about it. Until you return to bed that night, you wake up and walk around your default farmhouse dreaming of its potential. Well, no longer will you have to suffer, as I'm here to help. In my 200 days video, I asked you all if you wanted an interior design guide, and you answered, so here I am passing on my knowledge so you too can impress your friends with your farmhouses. If you do like this guide, please give this video a thumbs up, and let's just get into it then, eh? Before we even start designing with anything, you'll need to get your hands on the Furniture Catalogue and Pierre's Catalogue, which in total will cost you 230,000 gold. It gives you pretty much access to every single interior item in the game, like furniture, decorations, wallpaper, and flooring, but if you need help raising the funds to purchase these, make sure to check out my Ultimate Year 1 guide. So now that we have our catalogues, we can start designing. Before we even get to the farmhouse though, it's important to know that after purchasing all 3 house upgrades, you can renovate your house by simply heading up to Robin's. If you are happy with the default 4 rooms, then go nuts, but you do have the option to add 2 more rooms onto the house, as well as remove the inside wall of the main room. These come at 0 extra cost, so you can add or remove them at any time. Alright, now we can head back to the farmhouse. Once you've got your layout, starting out can be quite daunting as there are so many options to choose from. So let's start simple by assigning labels to each room. This main area will be my lounge. The top left corner room, this will be my bedroom. This top middle room I'll just leave as the kids' room. This top right room I kind of want to make into a study, and this southernmost room I want to make into a tea room. So now that we have each room labelled and it has a clear purpose, I can feel less stressed about all this unused space. So let's start with the bedroom. I love having a warm and cozy bedroom, and that starts right when I pick the wallpaper and the flooring. I'll go for a warm colour wallpaper and a wooden flooring that together already give me that inviting feeling. So it's important to kind of have a theme for each room. Here in the children's room I'll add some fun wallpaper, and I think I'll keep the flooring because it kind of keeps to the kids theme. And down here in the tea room I'll add some grass flooring and green wallpaper, which encompasses the idea of the tea room. I did the same for both the study and lounge, and look at that. With just wallpaper and flooring we now have a really good base to start with. Back in the bedroom, let's look at what it takes to design to your theme. So the example here is warm and cozy, so I've picked out a few items that will help encompass that feeling. I think a great start is to add a fireplace, and I'll add a rug just in front of it. At the end of the bed I'll add some walnut end tables and place some decorations on top of them. Beside the bed I think I'll place a coffee table and some houseplants to green up the room just a little bit. On the walls I'll add some windows for light and a painting to really finish the room off, and of course a lamp in the corner for some extra light. So now looking at the room as a whole, I've just added furniture and decorations that fit within my theme. Over here in the study you can already see that I've decorated the room a little bit, however I have a bit of space that I need to fill, but I don't know what to fill it with. So an easy way to solve this problem is to break the room up by adding bookcases. Bookcases can act as great room dividers. So now we can add in a desk and a chair and some extra stuff just to finish it off, because what's a study without a study spot? Down in the tea room, I'm going to tell you right now that you don't ever have to limit yourselves to just what's in the catalogues. Sometimes the rooms in your farmhouses can be really useful and they don't just have to be aesthetically pleasing. So make use of your farm items. For example, I'll add some garden pots around the edge of the room and place some kegs in the middle. I'm going to fill the garden pots with tea saplings and finally finish the room off by adding some wall decorations, lamps and some tables to sip my tea at. Here in the lounge, I'm going to show you what it means by it's not how much you have, it's how you use it. Oh yeah, we're going minimal and modern. So, smack bang in the middle of the room, I'll place down a big plasma TV, and either side I'll place down 2 modern bookcases. Continuing either side of them, I'll place 2 coffee tables with 2 bonsai plants on them, and to fill the middle, I'll add a couch facing the TV, and on either side I'll put 2 more of those sitting down tables, cause you know, why not? Finally, I'll put some windows up just to let some light in, and that's about it. I decorated to the theme, but I didn't fill up every tile on the floor with stuff, and I think it looks quite nice. The kitchen I feel is a neglected room that doesn't usually get decorated, which is understandable, but it doesn't take much to look quite good. You'll see I add some new flooring and windows to the backdrop. I'll even add a couple of houseplants. But most importantly, I'm going to add a dining table and chairs. Again, it doesn't have to be much, but a mahogany table and walnut chairs always go quite well together. And compared to the default kitchen, we didn't add that much, but it looks 10 times better. Now, there's this little spot in the lounge that needs some love, and I'm going to give you all a great tip and say that patterns can make a room look really nice. Can, not every time, but sometimes. So I'm going to make a simple pattern with this houseplant and coffee tables. The pattern fits perfectly against this wall and it really adds to the lounge. In addition to patterns, symmetry is another tool that we can use to make a room look quite nice. The lounge and tea room are great examples of that. Sometimes just mirroring a design can look really nice. And it can also come down to your theme. A modern and minimalistic lounge, I think, really benefits from symmetry, whereas the bedroom wouldn't. The warm and cozy feeling comes from the kind of imbalance of furniture. So now that we have the fundamentals down, here's some extra tips and tricks. The deluxe fish tank, in my opinion, is the best looking fish tank and can be a great decoration piece to show off your most prized catches. Now don't be afraid to put rugs down. Rugs are a great way to add texture and colour to a room without getting in the way. They add layers and can be placed under couches, tables, beds, anything. Coffee tables are a great way of filling up a gap if you have no idea what to do with it. I think I use coffee tables all the time, but they do make a room look good. Even placing a small plant or decoration on them can be a really great way to add to a room. As for lighting, it's better to place light sources at night. That way you can see where the dark spots are. Do have a play around in your rooms as to where a lamp would look good and provides the best amount of light, but sometimes having non-lit areas can be quite nice too. Windows can make a great addition to a room. They look really nice spread out here like in the lounge, but for example here in the bedroom I've made use of both small and big windows to make this nice picture window above the bed. Obviously just don't line the whole wall with windows. I mean, you can if you want to, but I wouldn't. When placing down house plants, table decorations and lamps, using variety will look a lot more pleasing than just using the same one over and over again. Try to mix it up. Don't forget about wall decorations, especially paintings and pictures, because they can really bring a room to life. Honestly, no matter what theme you have for your room, there will always be some sort of wall decoration to cater to that theme, so make use of them. And finally, take real life examples. I'm more than sure I've gotten a lot of my ideas from what I've seen in real life. You could even use reference images as a guide to get you started, or if you have an idea for a theme but don't know where to start, having a real life example will act as a really good guide. Now if you are someone who is still finding it hard to design your farmhouse, that is totally okay, because I decided to design a few rooms myself that you might want to take some inspiration from. So I designed an arcade, a bar, a Christmas theme room, a blacksmith, a library, a sanctuary, and an ocean themed bedroom. Now you can make your farmhouse into whatever you want, and I hope that some of these tips or designs have helped. So now you're all set on your interior designing journey. Sometimes it honestly just takes practice. Trust me, my first farmhouse looked atrocious. But over time you learn what works and what doesn't. But hopefully this guide gives you some inspiration or ideas for your own farmhouse. If you're a bit lost on what to do in the game, then designing your farmhouse is a great way to spend a day or two. Again, if you did like this guide, please like the video and subscribe for everything Stardew Valley. You're all wonderful people, so have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching everyone.